Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I did my February 2017 monthly spread. Here I want to point out there aren't that many elements on my monthly spread because I use it for function, not so much decoration, but I like to see different themes each month, and so I do add a little bit of color and a few stickers. If you observe this page, you'll see there's only about 6 things that are actually on this page. Even though it looks a little bit busy, I've actually copied and pasted my elements to repeat them throughout the page. So basically, I've got these 2 flowers in the corner that are repeated down here, and I've got a couple other flowers that I created in iDesign. I also have some stickers here that I created in iDesign, and these flags I also created in iDesign. And then I've got my TV shows that are starting next week. The premieres are coming next week, so I have those documented so that I don't forget to watch them. And then I also made a little clip with a flower on it as well. And then lastly, I have my empty days with a watercolor banner on it. So let me show you how I did this. In order to do it, I am going to go back to my YouTube 2017 practice planner, and I'm going to go to my February. And for those of you that aren't aware of the touch navigation, the 2-year at a glance, all of these calendars are live. So if I tap this button and then tap February, I go straight to February. If I tap 2017, it takes me back to 2 years at a glance. Another way to navigate, if you don't have your read-only active, let's just say, for example, I have my ink pen active. I'm going to press and hold on June, and when I release, you have an option to open the link. It's a little bit trickier when you're using an iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil, because the Apple Pencil turns off a lot of the touch features for your hands, and it uses the pencil. So for this, rather than use your finger, try to use it with the pencil. And it's kind of hit and miss for those of you that are using the Apple Pencil. Let's see, now I want to go back to February, so I'm going to hit 2017, and then I'm going to hit February. And so here I've got a clean slate, and I want to start doing a little bit of decorating and set it up for function the way I work throughout the month and for what I use my monthly spread for. To do this, I use iDesign to help me. That way I'm always mobile and I don't have to worry about making things on my computer. I have everything in iDesign, and no matter where I am with my iPad, I have the ability to customize and create things for my planner. So let me go over to iDesign, and I have a designated folder for everything that I have available in the iStore in one folder. So here you can see I've got some stickers, and then I've got the core kit. I'm going to open up the core kit to get my shapes. I'm going to tap on the shape that I want, and I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to come over here to another shape that I know I'm going to use, and I'm going to paste it right there so that I can grab both of these and go to a workspace and work on them. Another shape that I want is this corner triangle. So I'm going to hold the shape that's already selected and then tap the triangle and copy those. And now I can delete this off the page. I try to keep my iDesign exactly the way it was when I uploaded it. So that's why I do copy and paste, and that's why I use a separate workspace. And as you can see, these are my workspaces, and I just add a new page whenever I come over here to do some work. So now I'm going to tap and paste, and then fill these with something that I've already added to my camera roll. Let me show you how I do that real quick. I'm going to open up Dropbox, where I keep everything that I use to fill my iDesign shapes. And as you can see, this was one of them that I was using, and I was also using the brown watercolor. So I've added them to my camera roll so that I can fill them in iDesign. To do this, I'm just going to press and hold and save to camera roll, and then it will show up in my camera roll. I'll come down here to the yellow, press and hold, and save to camera roll. And now they'll show up in my camera roll. But there's actually another way that you can fill your designs. You can tap on the shape, tap on the paintbrush, go to Image, Replace, and now you have several options. I can go to my camera roll where I saved those two watercolor patterns, or I can tap Insert From, and then here I'll tap Locations and go to my Dropbox. And now I'm going to navigate my Dropbox where I have those patterns. And of course, your patterns won't be located the same place that mine are. And here's the watercolor. And as the thumbnails populate, I'm going to go ahead and choose the yellow. Now what I want to do here is I just want a flag, but I want to cut it off at this point right here. So what I'm going to do is double tap, and I'm going to move with my finger. I have my finger on the screen and I'm moving the watercolor about where I want it. I can always crop when I get it over to Goodnotes. So I'm going to tap Done now. Another thing I want to do is add a drop shadow so it looks a little bit realistic. So I'm going to tap the paintbrush again, and now I'm going to select Style at the top. I'm going to turn on the shadow, and my favorite shadow is this one here in the middle. So now I'm going to activate my flag, copy, and I'm going to go over to Goodnotes, tap and hold, and I'm going to paste. And of course I want to rotate it, and I think I want to crop it a little bit too. And so I'm going to crop this down to about there. So now I have my flag. What I'm going to do is lasso, and that's this icon right here. I'm going to draw a circle and tap in the circle, and I want to copy. Outside the circle, I'm going to press and hold my screen and paste. And so there I have another one. And now I can just paste. Now that I have 4, I'm going to lasso all 4, and I'm going to copy and paste. Copy and paste. Paste. And over here, I only need 3, so I'm going to hit paste and line them up. Delete this one. And now I'm going to copy the 3. Paste. So now you see I have filled up the whole month with flags in less than a minute. Now I'm going to go back over to Keynote, and I want to fill this one now. This time I'm going to go to my camera roll so you can see that those Dropbox patterns were added to my camera roll. Tap on the yellow watercolor pattern, and I'm also going to add a drop shadow to that. Go to Style, turn on Shadow, and I'm going to select the center one. I'm going to copy. Make sure it's selected or you won't be able to copy it. And you know it's selected when you see the blue lines and dots. I'm going to go back over to Goodnotes, tap and hold, paste. And these I only want on the last day of the week in the corners. Now that I have it sized and positioned, I'm going to lasso, copy, and paste. And of course I used a different color scheme when I did my original. So the colors are up to you. I just want you to get the basics of decorating and see how quickly you can do it. Now here's a really cool trick that I think you're going to like. And I'm not sure that you're aware that Goodnotes does this. So hopefully you're going to learn something new today. I want to make those flowers that I put here in the corner. So let me show you how I did that. I tapped, chose Image from the menu, go to my camera roll, and I'm going to select my watercolor pattern. And now I'm going to tap and crop. And I'm going to freehand crop because I want it to be sort of a circle, kind of a crude circle. So I tap freehand, and I'm just going to make kind of an oval looking circle, and then tap done. Now I'm going to take my Apple pencil and tap my ink, and I'm just going to doodle. Lasso and resize. Now let's make another one with the yellow watercolor. Tap, crop, and you can do this over and over again until you get the desired shape. Add my doodles, and then I'm going to lasso it and resize again and put it in the corner of my page. I want to add another flower. I love this little flower, so I'm going to copy it. I'm going to get a separate worksheet, paste. I want to make it nice and big because that makes the graphics clearer when I get it over to Goodnotes. And now I'm going to fill that, and this time I'm going to fill it with brown. And then add my drop shadow, copy, and paste. Copy and paste. And I'm going to get this yellow flower. I've got to carefully make sure I've got just the yellow flower and my doodles. And I ended up bringing more over than I wanted. So I'll just delete that. Put that in the corner. The next thing I want to do is I actually am tracking the premiere, the new seasons of the shows that I watch. So let me show you how I am reminded when the new seasons of my favorite shows start. One of my favorite shows is Humans. It's kind of a sci-fi robot type show that I watch. I think it's the second season starting next week. So I'm just going to type in Humans. And here at the very top, you can see it pulls up the description. I'm just going to go ahead and do a screenshot. And then I also want to get my TV doodle, and I'm going to tap and copy that. And then I'm going to add a workspace and paste. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I want to make it really big so that the graphics are really clear when I get it over to Goodnotes. And now I'll copy it again. Come over to Goodnotes and paste. And I'm going to leave it that size for now. And now I want to go to my camera roll and get that screenshot. So I'm going to go Images, Photos, open up my camera roll. And of course I want to crop this. And remember, I left it earlier on freehand. And don't make the mistake of wondering, okay, wait a minute, what do I do now? If it's on freehand, you won't see the lines or the dots. So I'm pulling in the lines to crop out just the image. And I'm going to actually put that in the center of my TV. And now I can resize this, but I'm resizing both of them together. And put it in the corner of the 13th. And I want to zoom in, and this starts at 10 p.m. I think I want this below. I added these banners to the days that are not real days on my calendar. And that's really simple to do. I'm just going to tap and hold, go to Images, my camera roll, and I'm going to get the brown watercolor, tap and crop, and I'm going to crop to an area that I want to use as my banner. And I'm just going to start off with this height, and now I'm going to resize, and I'm centering it because that is how Goodnotes resizes. So there's my banner, and as you can see, it's a lot skinnier than the original one that I made. But that's the idea, and what I'll do is I'll copy this one and I'll paste it over here, and I'll resize again. And now that made it thicker, so I'm going to go ahead and crop again. Press and hold, edit, and crop just a little bit so that it's as thin as the original one I made. And then of course you just line it up where you need it. And every month will be different. Some months the first starts on Sunday, some they start on Thursday. So it's just going to depend from month to month. And since this is my original, I'm going to go ahead and delete these. And I almost forgot this clip that I put on my page. So let me show you where to find that. That is actually in the iDesign Core Kit. Let's see if I can remember where to find it. There it is. So I'm going to copy and go over to my workspace. And I'm going to make it nice and big. And then I want to fill it. So I'm going to go to Image, Replace, go to my camera roll. And I actually have a solid brown here in my camera roll. So I'll tap to fill that. And then I'm going to go get the flower. And I'm going to leave it black. I'll copy and paste it here on my workspace. Make it just a smidge bigger. And then I'm going to tap somewhere outside the white area of my workspace, select all, copy, and go back to Goodnotes. And I'm going to paste. And to rotate it, I'm going to take this green handle here. And I guess I want to just tip it slightly, make it smaller. And there's my clip. I hope you learned something new today, and if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, be sure and do that because I have a lot of new things to show you coming up. And if you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, there are several of us over there sharing our weekly and our monthly spreads and tips on how to use Goodnotes. I'll put the link below in the description so that you can follow it over to the group and ask to join the group. And I'll also put links in the description of the different things that I used today for this spread. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.